Yesterday's lessons, today's conversations.
My name is Selma Thuwaini.
And my name is Maria Abdelhamid.
Welcome to the second episode of the FIS Podcast.
So today we'll be sharing awareness about the topic bullying. Last Thursday in school, we had an event just mainly about bullying, trying to share awareness, and we saw so many students' views just change about this topic. So we got inspired to have a full episode on the podcast, just mainly talking about this.
I feel like bullying is a universal topic, and I feel like everyone has experienced bullying, whether it is to be bullied or witness it or be the bullier itself.
Yes.
So I feel like our way of, or the traditional way of raising awareness, which is showing a presentation, showing them, oh, bullying is bad, you shouldn't do this, is not really going to affect especially children. So that is why in our activity, we showed 3 real-life tragic stories of people who ended tragically because of bullying.
Yes.
And today we're going to be showing you one of those stories that
Yes.
is very emotional.
And we're going to share one story, and then up after it, we'll have messages from the people in your environment that they want to share their voices to support anyone that's going through this. So the first story we have, it was a girl, she was 15 years of age. She was in high school, just like me and you and probably so many of the viewers. And she got bullied horribly in school. People thought that she looked ugly. She didn't fit in the standard of what pretty, the definition of pretty is.
And, they told her, they were like, how do you handle looking at yourself in the mirror? How would you react to something like that?
Yeah,
genuinely, if someone came up to me and told me that, I don't think I would even accept it. I wouldn't even recover.
Because it hits like a spot in your heart. Maybe you think that day you looked so good and you did your hair in a way, or you dressed up in a certain way, and someone just comes to you and you look ugly and you shouldn't be with us.
I feel like not even that. It's not even looking good.
Yeah.
The only thing you cannot control is the thing people make fun of. Like, for example, if someone told me I was not funny or I was annoying, I feel like that's something you could change, or something that you could actually, work around.
Even though you shouldn't listen to them, but if it's something that was negative, then maybe they were trying to criticize you to get you better.
Exactly.
But it's the way she looked. She didn't choose to look this way. So they kept saying it to her face every single day for 15 years of her life? So imagine living in a world where all you go to school, they make fun of you. Yes, you had a supportive family at home, but it wouldn't compromise for the 8 hours she'd spend in school. So every day she experienced the same thing again and again and again. She just had such a stressful time. School itself could be stressful sometimes with all the studying and classwork and homework. So imagine entering a class and you'd see all the backs turned on you. You have no one to talk to.
So because of that, one day it was more than enough for her. She's seen it all. She's heard it all. She decided to go back home, and she went to tell her sister about what happened.
Yeah.
Because she finally got the courage to speak up. On her way to tell her sister about it, she fell on the floor and her heart stopped beating. They took her to the ER, and they told the family that she had a heart attack. They were all shocked. They were thinking she was a healthy child. She had nothing wrong with her. They found out the reason of that heart attack is because she had broken heart syndrome.
Yeah. And
do you know what that is?
Sort of.
When you go through so much stress or depression or just anxiety, where your heart physically breaks, that it stops beating. Not like just the metaphorical way.
Yeah,
no.
Oh, my heart is broken. No. It's just
physically broken.
Her heart actually hurts from all the stress she experienced. And I personally feel like if you're just 15, you still didn't get exposed to the actual world, and all your life you've been setting a standard that, oh, I'm not pretty enough for the environment. And sadly, she didn't have the chance to speak to her family about it. But when she actually got the courage and talked to them about it, she broke down. And I genuinely hope she rests in peace. It wasn't her fault what she experienced.
And it's not like it was adults. It was children of her own age.
Exactly.
And she's only 15. They're not that old.
There were people from her own age and from her own environment. So please, this is a message to please make sure you process everything you say before hitting someone with it. Because yeah, maybe her life at home was good and she didn't have problems, but building up every single day, getting negative feedback, it made her burst.
I feel like not only that, I feel like it goes both ways. For the person who is bullying, they obviously should be careful of what they say.
Yes.
They should focus on what they say, think of how it could hurt others.
Yeah.
But even the person who is being bullied should believe that they should be confident enough to not let those words hit their heart, even if they physically can't control it. If someone kept telling me, oh, you have blue hair, at some point growing up, I'd start believing maybe I'm the problem here. Maybe I do have blue hair and I'm not seeing it.
About blue hair, there's actually a study that said if someone comes to you and says, oh, hey, you with the blue hair, I hate how your hair looks, okay, you would be like, I don't have blue hair.
If you physically didn't have blue hair.
Yeah, if you come to you and then I'll be like, you have blue hair.
I don't have blue hair.
You don't have blue hair. So if I come to you and be like, hey, you're ugly. You're not ugly. That's just the people's definition of who you are. You define your own self.
Maybe they're colorblind.
It could be.
Maybe everyone else is blind and you're actually the smart one.
So it doesn't matter what definitions people put for you, but it matters who you define yourself as. So make sure you have a complete definition of yourself before allowing anyone make you feel worthless.
Especially about something that you can't control, something physical.
Exactly.
So now we're going to be having interviews
Yes.
with people. We're going to be asking them what they would tell a person or what advice they'd give for a person who has gone through bullying.
Yes. So bye, guys. What advice would you give people experiencing bullying?
I'd say talk to a trusted adult. You have to tell them what you're going through, what's happening, and see if they respond as well. Because a lot of times, kids don't actually receive any other advice from them. They just ignore them majority of the times. Sometimes you can go to your parents because that's why they're really protective about you and they know and they care for you as well.
I believe that everyone in their life have experienced bullying before, and it's something normal, it's something common. We should build a barrier in your mind, stopping those words that come out of the bulliers. You should tell yourself that these words, they don't define you at all. You know yourself, you know your capabilities, you know who you actually are, you know that you're a good person, and those words should not be affecting you.
When the bully talks about them, it's not about them, it's about the bully. And whatever they're talking about behind your back, they're just scared to say it in front of your face.
Just be okay and don't overthink about it and don't overreact.
I would say that you shouldn't let yourself get bullied, and you should stand up for yourself. And if you do get bullied more than once, you should tell a grown-up or just ignore them. Because most of the time, when somebody bullies you, it's probably because they're angry and they want to take it out on someone.
Never be afraid to talk to someone about it. Don't feel like, oh yeah, I can do this by myself. It's better to just go and talk to a trusted adult or even just your friend to just let it out. Keeping it pent up inside will just make things worse for you, and it won't get better you doing that.
You could talk, if somebody, for example, if my friend is getting bullied, you can just talk with them and then you can tell them to protect yourself and just ignore them.
Try to stand up for yourself and defend yourself as much as you can, because bullying is really harmful, especially in this era, in this generation. A lot of people bully us, so just stand up for yourself and we will help you.
Don't let their words go to you. You are stronger than what they say, and they are the ones who have the problems. And always remember the people who love you.
Be strong and stay positive. To defend yourself and don't let the hate get to you, and tell a trusted or tell your parents, adult.
So before we end this off, we just have a little message from us. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to say this one specific thing. If you feel like you're too weak to share and put boundaries to people who actually try to hurt you, this would be perfect for you. So make sure that if people, even if they're just laughing or joking with you, saying that, oh, you're ugly, or like
You're fat.
anything, even if it's just a silly thing, oh, you're not funny. Make sure you put lines to the people. Make sure you put boundaries to the people. That you did this could have hurt me. Maybe it didn't actually hurt you. But make sure, because these tiny things do build up until you actually burst. And we don't want anyone to end in a tragic way. We don't want any broken syndromes in our environment. We want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable enough. And if you're in our school, you can come talk to us anytime.
And
So,
not
yeah.
only that, if you witness someone being bullied, speak up for it. Even if you are yourself too scared to go to the person, to the bully or the bullier, speak up to someone who is an adult, is responsible, and for example, our student counselor, and
Yes.
should be willing to help.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please keep that in mind.
Bye. Just answer straight. Just answer straight. It's gonna be okay. Imagine the camera. What advice would what advice? I think I'd say what advice would you give? Okay. What advice would you give someone
Would you get some?
who's being bullied?
I feel like everyone in life